Well, hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. We got a good bunch of you today. I love it. Let's see who we got Chad, we got Bree. Hi, Heather. How are you? We got Dale. I got my own Katie. Hi, Katie. That's fun. Great to see you guys. Well, everybody's logging and getting started. In case you don't know, I'm Robert. It's great to see you guys. This is our monthly sales training. This is honestly one of my favorite things to do here at Lasso. I love coaching you guys individually, but having and hosting these masterminds are so important, not just for us as a company, but for you guys as gym owners to get better at and dial in your process. My goal with today, so every week we kind of build and build and build on the things that we've been working on. Today, just to give you an overview on what we're going to cover, I'm going to start with just really a few minutes of kind of talking about and digging in on just navigating those text messages, those phone calls, those pricing inquiries, because I know that everybody kind of cringes a little bit when you get that dreaded, how much is this going to cost on a text message or on a Facebook post on your on your ads, or you get caught in a discovery call and somebody asks you the pricing information, right? And so I want to kind of just briefly, we're going to start with that today. And then we're going to go into a little bit of just, again, I kind of love to reiterate this, but just the process of preparing for a no sweat intro and making sure that you have all the things that you need to be successful in that intro. And then we're going to spend a good majority today on some role play. And I believe, Bree, right? You've got some stuff for me today. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bree's got some stuff for you guys. Both have some stuff for me. I hope both of you have something good today. And I was told that you're going to role play as some an NSI that you've had recently.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll be really nice to me. You're not gonna throw me some crazy ones, but yeah, we'll have a good time with that. So really excited. So thanks guys for having that ready. If at any time during today's little mastermind group, if you have a question or if there's something that you'd like me to go over, drop it in the chat. And if we have time, I'll make sure that I'm able to go over that stuff for you. And we'll get to those questions in the end if we have time, right? So, all right, let's just get into it. I've got 55 minutes today, and we're going to learn some really good stuff. All right. So let's start first with the thing that drives everybody crazy, right? The lead comes in. Hey, is this Jan? Yeah, this is Jan. Hey, Jan, we just saw you showed some interest in hitting some fitness goals. Are you interested in group fitness or one-on-one? I don't know. Depends on price, right? Got that? Isn't it great? Don't you cringe when that happens, right? I don't know. How much does this cost, right? Um, anybody, and I'll just open up to the room, right? Anybody here, and you can admit it, anybody go right ahead and just give them the pricing. Anybody, you can admit it. No, nobody goes right to the price. Okay. All right. Phew, that's good. Phew. All right. Listen, it's and I know I'm gonna say something, and look, at some point you may have to give people some price ranges or some sort of pricing information, but I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, once you give somebody a price, you're not gonna hear from them again. Why is that? Does anybody know why that is? Anybody have any ideas of why people ghost us after we give them the price? Any thoughts to it?
Maybe those who are looking for the price aren't really even interested at all. And it was always going to be too expensive for them.
Right. Hey, I love that one, right? Listen, people are looking for every excuse to not do this. right? Human behavior is very interesting, right? What if there are people out there who know they really, really, really want to or need to get fit and live a better, healthier life, but they struggle because they really don't want to do it. But in their minds, by clicking an ad or calling a gym or texting a program, in their mind, oh, well, I tried. Well, I did something today, right? And psychologically or subconsciously, by asking for the price and then saying, oh, well, that's too expensive. Well, I tried, but that place is too expensive. So I guess I can't start now, right? Like that's a really good thought, Heather, for sure. I think it's crazy how people do that, but for sure. Let's see, Michelle, or already have a price that is lower somewhere else. Yeah, absolutely, right? They're shopping around. We call them shoppers, right? And Bree said they don't see the value, right? So let's lean in on that. Don't see the value, because that's a good one, Bree, right? Here's the thing. What do people see on television? Planet Fitness, LA Fitness. Come on, $9.99 down. Crunch Fitness, where you can come work out with a bunch of Instagram models taking photos of their butts in the mirror. Yeah, right. That's what people see. $9.99, $19.99, $29.99. So they when you give them a price of $219, they're like, what? What are you talking about? There's no value, right? Bree's been on these before. You guys have been on these calls with me before. You know my motto. In the absence of value, price is always an issue, right? If I showed you a rock right now and I said, hey, do you want to buy this rock from me? And you said, sure. How much is the rock? And I said, $100. Would you buy the rock from me? Anybody want to buy the rock from me right now? No. Okay. But Heather, let me ask you a question. Heather, is there something right now, is there any problem that you have going on in your life right now that you would love to have solved? Anything? Tell me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We all have to share a car with too many people. We're always down a car.
You're always down a car. Okay. Yes. So Heather, this rock right here will solve all of your transportation problems, because this rock is actually a key to a vehicle that will start and will be yours. This rock is just $100. Now, would you buy this rock for $100, Heather?
I'll take two.
See? You see? And that is an example of how, in the absence of value, price is always an issue. At first, you just saw a rock. Well, that's just a dumb rock. Why do I want to pay $100 for a dumb rock and go in the backyard and pick one up? Hey, why do I want to spend $200 on fitness? I can go in the backyard, do it myself for free. Right? It's the absence of value. But if I showed you, hey, you know what? We're not just a workout, a dumb gym, right? We're going to provide the workouts for you. We're going to coach you on how to be better. We're going to provide you with a community to support you. And we're going to hold you accountable to coming consistently 3 to 4 times a week, because we know if you do that, you will be successful and it'll move the needle. Now there's value, right? That is more than what Planet Fitness or Crunch Fitness is going to do for you, right? They're going to give you a membership and say, cool, hope you never show up, but keep paying. They don't care, but we do care, right? So in the absence of value, price is always an issue. So how do you handle it, right? How do you handle somebody asking you how much your rock costs, knowing that it's just a rock? Well, the answer is to continue to ask questions, right? Can you ask a follow-up question or keep the conversation going to get them, not to detract them from cost, right? But to get them thinking about what's really going on, and to see if you can help just create some sort of value proposition in what it is that you're doing, to at least soften the blow of a range, or at least get them to come in so that you can essentially give them something, but with value behind it, right? So when somebody says, well, it all depends on price, first thing I do, I agree with that, right? I don't brush them under the table. You want to always at least say to somebody, hey, I hear you. I understand what you're saying, right? Don't dismiss them. I understand exactly what it is that you're saying. I get it. Price is you know, everybody's sensitive, however you want to phrase it, whatever's unique to you, right? Authentic to yourself. So you recognize that, but then I ask another question. Well, cool, I understand. Hey, listen, you know, I understand price is a value. Are you interested in group fitness, personal training, nutrition coaching? If price wasn't an issue, what do you think you would need right now? Right? Here's the thing. They don't know what they need right now, but for me, it's just a conversation. So I really don't care what they say in response, just as long as they're responding with something that's not, again, another price follow-up, right? Well, I don't know. You know, usually that's what you get. Or people would be very, I want group fitness, or I want one-on-one personal training, or I'm kind of back and forth between the two, and I'm not sure what works best. If you get an answer like that, then this is a very easy solve for you, because the follow-up to it is very simple. Hey, you know what? You know what, Heather? I completely understand that you might be back and forth between group fitness and personal training. In fact, most people that I talk to may need a combination of the two, just depending on where they're at right now in their physical fitness and in their journey and what they've done in the past. Would you, and then here's where I kind of make that kind of connection. Hey, I understand that you want, I can give you base group price. I say I could give you some base ranges for our group fitness program, but it sounds like what's going on with you isn't a one size fits all solution, and you're probably not a one size fits all person. Am I right? So what we do best is we really help people, you know, hit those goals by meeting them where they are and finding a way to help them get to where they want to be. And that could be any combination of what it is that we do, right? Group fitness, personal training, nutrition coaching. Tell you what, come in. Let's meet. Let me talk to you. Let's see what's going on with you. And based on what you tell me and what you see, I'll give you a couple of different options that work for you. And if they're great, cool, we'll get you started. And if they don't fit, if they don't flow with where you are mentally or financially, no problem. At least we had a good conversation, and I'll point you in the right direction. How does that sound, Heather? You have 30 minutes for me? Yeah.
Sure
And you're
thing.
like, yeah. And so 9 times out of 10, that will work, right? 9 times out of 10, that will work. You'll be able to get them. For me, it's like, hey, I use a discovery call. So when somebody's like that, you know, for me, it's like a quick, hey, look, sounds like you've got a couple of different things going on and maybe some questions. I would love to answer those for you and maybe kind of give you a more personalized price quote. Do you have 10 minutes to hop on a phone call later this afternoon or in an hour? Not right now. You know why you're not hopping on a phone call right now? Because you're busy. You're not sitting around waiting. I'm not sitting around waiting for Heather to call me. I'm busy. Even if I'm not busy, Heather, I'm busy. Right? Right? It's that scarcity thing, right? I'm busy. I got things going on. I'm training clients. I'm coaching classes. I don't train clients or coach classes anymore, but I'm going to still come sit down with you and we're going to talk. So, hey, do you have 10 minutes that I can hop on a phone call with you in a half hour? I'm just finishing up with somebody. Yeah, sure. That sounds fine. For those of you that are doing no sweats, hey, do you have 30 minutes to come down later this afternoon? Let's talk about it. What's, you know, so that's usually the best way for you to handle pricing. If somebody is insistent on a phone call or a text message and they're like, no, listen, I need to know what this thing is going to cost before I walk in your doors. Okay. Take your lowest membership, divide it by weeks, and that's the price that you give them, right? So for instance, my lowest membership option, see, I'm horrible at math, so I'm just going to use my handy dandy calculator here. So my lowest membership option divided by 4, 37 bucks. All right. So somebody tells me, hey, I just need to know something. Hey, listen, at the very least, our memberships start at $37 a week and go up from there. Now, would you like to hop on a phone call, or now would you like to come down for a meeting? That's where I leave it. Just leave it there. You've answered their question. You've given them this is where we start. So they know that this is at the bare minimum. This is what we do. This is what the cheapest thing that we offer is. So now guess what? Here's the best part about that. Now, if they show up or get on your phone call, that's basically an acceptance of, I can afford you. right? Because if you can't, right? If I told you that my rock was $37 a week and you couldn't afford $37 a week, are you going to get on my phone call? You're not going to waste your time, right? Nobody's going to waste their time with that. So at least the benefit of that is, hey, it's all good. Now, if you'd like, there is a little follow-up that I do. So after I give, so when somebody's really pushy on price, once I've dropped that lowest rate, right? If I, hey, would you like to book an appointment? Hey, would you like to come in for a no sweat intro? Hey, would you like to get on a phone call? If I get nothing, there's one more follow-up text I send 1 hour after I send that. And it's just a little, it's a little blunt, but it's meant to kind of see if I can get them to come in, right? So after that, I'm like, hey, I get it. If you're looking for the best price in town, we definitely are in it. But if you hop on if you'd like to come down and come meet with me, I'll show you why we charge what we charge. Would you be interested in booking that appointment now? And then if I still don't hear from them, guess what? Move it on. They don't like my rock. They didn't see the value in my rock. And there's nothing that we can do about that, guys, to change that. Unfortunately, when people are just pushing about the price and they're unwilling to listen or respond to you and your questions about, hey, what else is going on? They're either very, very, very closed off to exploring anything other than the lowest price, or they're closed off to what's really going on with them. Either way, those people aren't going to be a good fit for your gym. And there's nothing that you, automations, fancy talk, there's nothing that we're going to be able to do. So just move on, right? Those of us that are advertising, we're getting lots of leads come in. It's, you know, hey, some will, some won't. So what? Next. There's nothing that we can do to change that. So while they're conversing, I'm going to communicate with them. Once I give that lowest price, hey, our membership start at $37.50 a week, and go up from there. Does that work for you? Would you like, well, I don't even say that work with, would you like to go ahead and book that phone call or come in for the appointment? And if I don't hear from them, I send that one follow-up text. And then after that, long-term lead nurture, done. Okay. So don't waste your time or headspace on that. All right. So that's how you kind of handle those pricing questions. Don't let it affect your life. You know, those of you that use PushPress and you have the price inquiry, they've got a great price inquiry workflow right now. PushPress in Grow. This new modified one is working really well, where it automatically just asks people kind of those same questions. And I've even expanded mine. If you're kind of a Grow mastermind and you want to expand and add more automations, mine actually, I've created a conditional response where when it sends that message, hey, we notice you're looking for some group rates, where you're interested in group fitness, personal training, nutrition, all of the above, or maybe you're not sure. And it says, it's okay if you're not, most people aren't, just let us know and I'd like to get you the right information. And so depending on what they say, group, right, nutrition, personal training, all of the above, are unsure, they get additional automations that give them information and even little videos about that specific program, and then tries to work to book them into a call. So if you're a guru, feel free to help and expand on that stuff a little bit and see if, you know, that can help you as well. Okay. So before I move on, any questions on dealing with any of the pricing inquiries via a text message or on a call before you've met somebody in person? Nope. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. And you guys can start using that stuff right away. Okay. Now, before we get into our role playing today, what I want to do is I want to just really set the table for a no sweat intro. And this is really important. I talk to a lot of gyms, especially the gyms that are new to Lasso, that are very, what's the best way to put it? They're very into their gym and their origin stories and their program and all the fun equipment that they have. Man, I got the best rogue gear. Man, I got an arc trainer. Man, we were founded out of kryptonite on the planet Krypton. Like, all that stuff's great, right? It's wonderful. But 90% of the people that are coming into your gym, they don't care about your equipment. And they don't care about your origin story. They honestly don't even really care about how many certifications you have or what you've done in the past. You know what they want? They want solutions to their problems. They want help. They want to get off the constant roller coaster of cyclic dieting and exercise, not changing, making small progress and then going backwards. They want change. They want better habits. They want to feel better about themselves. They don't care if you've got the best road gear in town or how your gym was founded or where it was founded. They don't care. What they care about is that you can solve their problems. So, really important. I went before you do no sweat intros, make sure that you've got yourself set up for success. Okay. It's like going to the casino. Anybody ever go to a casino before, right? The house has the advantage, right? The house has the advantage. Same thing for you guys, man. You need to set up your gym for success so that you should have the advantage in your own house, right? You want to make sure that people are, when they're coming in, hey, listen, if you're running a CrossFit box and you've got a bunch of sweaty muscle dudes running around your gym on their hands, walking through the middle of your gym, if you have, Judy coming in who's 50 years old and 80 pounds overweight, do you think Judy's going to be intimidated when she walks in and sees Chad and the bros hand walking shirtless with their 12 packs through the middle of your gym with chalk? Probably. She's like, whoa, you know? So set yourself up for success, right? Make sure that you have a quiet place to have a conversation with people. Make sure that you have a spot that's free from interruption. Make sure that you have it set up where people are comfortable, because the only way that you can really get to the root and have people share with you what's really been going on with them is to get them to a place where they feel comfortable and comfortable talking to you. And they're not going to feel comfortable talking to you if Metallica's blaring on the speakers, right? And Chad is shirtless, hand walking in the middle of the gym, and Katie keeps walking in and out every 5 minutes because she needs chalk or she needs her lifting belt or she's coming in to grab a fit aid, right? It's going to be a huge distraction for you, and it's going to be a huge distraction for Judy, who wants to tell you what's really been going on with her, right? Set yourself up for success. Have a quiet place. Set the place up from, don't be like Chad. Chad, you're a good dude, man. I'm sorry. You're my example. You're the first one I'm seeing right now. Chad's like, dang, man, why is Robert picking on me? But Chad's like, I was just hand walking shirtless through my gym 5 minutes ago. Don't you know?
I'm just doing that through my house. What are you talking about?
See, absolutely. So, the thing is setting it up for success. In my gym, right? I created literally a like I have a couch, right? We have 2 chairs, we have a coffee table, lamps. I've got lavender diffusers. It's relaxing and calm. I've got my wall of success. And guess what? I sit in front of my wall of success. So when the person is sitting across from me, they're looking at me, but behind me is all of these people who have had success in my gym. And my wall of success is diverse. I have men, I have women, I have young, I have old, I have black, white, red, yellow. It doesn't matter. You want to have a nice, diverse, whole cross section, because what your hopes are is that they can look at somebody on your wall and connect with that person. Oh, who is that? Sheila looks like me. Wait a second. Sheila comes here. Hey, she looks like the same body type as me. She looks like the same age as me. Okay. Maybe this is a place that I could get success, right? So set yourself up for success. Or just like the casinos, the house has the advantage, right? The longer the play, the longer they pay. So same thing, right? Set yourself up for success, quiet, relaxing place where you're comfortable, where people can be comfortable, where they can share and be supported, and that you guys can have a really great conversation that hopefully leads them into taking the first step towards finally getting off that roller coaster and finding a way to finally make health and fitness a part of their life. Okay. And then the last thing that I'm going to share today before we get on with our role play is don't be afraid. Don't think of yourself as a salesperson. Okay. A lot of people have a hard time. Like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be this. I hate selling people stuff. Guys, you're not selling anything. You're helping people. You're a coach. You are here to coach and help people. And I never stop coaching people from the second I meet them. If we're on a phone call, if we're in a text conversation, if we are sitting in a no sweat intro, I am coaching you. And when you sit in front of a class, so I want you all to think about this before we get in a role play, right? Right. And then put yourself right there. I'm coach, right? I am a coach at this moment. Do you accept excuses when you're coach? Do you let Judy grab 10-pound dumbbells when you know she can grab 25s? It's the same thing in this process. You're not selling, you're coaching, you're helping people. And so if you can have that same enthusiasm, that same energy, and that same willingness to not accept mediocrity, you will do a great job in a no sweat intro. All right. That's my motivational speech today. All right, let's move into role play. All right, Bree, you are up. So just to give you guys a little premise. So before we came on today, I asked Amy Moeller, she's Bree, and oh, I forgot your, what's your name? Who's the person with you, Bree? Yes. So they work with Amy Moeller, and I asked before we did this, is like, hey, let's role play some no sweat intro scenarios in which, and then have them come with something that they've had recently. So they're going to kind of play a scenario of a client, and I'm going to be the no sweat intro person, and they're going to give me the objection that they got stumped on. And hopefully we can overcome it. And hopefully by seeing that role play, it'll help some of you guys. Fingers crossed, they're going to come with some ones that everybody kind of struggles with. So Bree, you're front and center. You are up. All right. So
All right.
are you going to be Bree? Is that going to be your name for the role play tonight? All right, cool. All right. So here we go. And action. All right. Hey, Bree, thank you so much for coming in today. Welcome and congratulations on taking the first and hardest step on what hopefully will be your new health and wellness journey. My name is Robert. I'm the owner here at All Fit Orlando. And of all the things that I do, this is my most favorite thing to do because I love talking to people who are interested in either starting a new health and wellness journey or changing the one that they've been doing. So I know we chatted a little bit on the phone yesterday, but I like to just start with the same question as always. What brought you in today?
Well, I'm older and I'm overweight and it's starting to affect like my daily life. Like I'm not able to move as much as I would like to, not get around as easily. Like the other day I fell to the ground and I had to crawl to a chair to help myself get up. And so that was really frustrating.
Wow. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. Can I ask how long have you been feeling this way?
Definitely post-COVID.
Oh, right. Since COVID, right? And just a little side note, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, everybody in the world was fit before COVID. Now all of a sudden, nobody's fit anymore, and it's because COVID. So yes, thanks for bringing that. So okay, so since COVID, so it's been a couple of years that you've been feeling like this, right? So you're just coming back to the original question, right? You know, what brought you in, but why today? What happened recently? Was it the incident with the chair that kind of prompted you to say, hey, I need to do something? Or has there been something else that's been going on that's been leading up to this? Kind of bring me up to speed. Like what's really been going on?
So the chair incident was definitely like, I really need to do something about this. And I've seen your ads scrolling through my Facebook. So
Yeah, got it. So it was the chair incident that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Got it. So if you don't mind me asking, have you, since COVID, right? Have you tried anything else before you saw our ad and came in here today? Is there anything else that you've been doing?
I sometimes take walks with the dog, but
Okay.
no
What
like fitness place.
What kind of dog do you have?
What'd you say? Mutt.
You have a mutt.
Yeah.
How big is he? Like how many pounds?
Like 40 pounds.
40 pounds. Cool. I have two Labradors myself. One's a big guy. He's like 100 pounds. And I have a little crazy chocolate lab who's like 60 pounds. And so then they're age different. So the big guy is 14. The little one is 4, and he's a ball of energy, but the two of them together, just like nonstop chaos in my house. Right. So I totally get that. So, okay. So you've been struggling to get around. You fell. Hey, how's your nutrition, by the way?
I think it's pretty good. Like I do the intermittent fasting thing.
Huh.
And
Mhm.
so, yeah. So I hold off until like lunchtime, and then I eat lunch and dinner, but then I'm really hungry at the end of the day.
Hmm.
And I tend to snack a lot.
Got it. So sometimes you feel a little snacky, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. And when you're snacking, what do you reach for? What's your go-to snack?
Ritz crackers. That's
Ritz.
happiness.
Oh, they're delicious too, aren't they? Do you put anything on your Ritz crackers?
Now just
Cheese,
straight out
dip
of the
'em. Just straight out of the sleeve, huh? Now, do you put them on a plate, just like a couple, or do you take a whole sleeve and you just crush the sleeve?
I couldn't even tell you. I grab the box and kind of just go for it.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And just just out of curiosity, when I say the word eating good or better eating, what do you think of when I talk about like healthy eating or eating well? What comes
Yeah.
to mind?
Like I eat veggies almost every day. I really like veggies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so just eating vegetables. So if you eat vegetables, you're eating healthy.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. So let's see if I can get the whole thing straight now. So now I got a good picture here. So okay, so you've been struggling since COVID. You feel overweight and you've been struggling to move. Recently you took a fall, and when you fell, you couldn't get up. You had to crawl to a chair to help you up. And you've been intermittent fasting, and you eat some vegetables, but you definitely feel like you're hungry at the end of the day and you snack. And so that's kind of been working into that equation as well, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Got it. Now, before we do, because I want to put you on my InBody and get some baselines, if that's okay with you. But before you do that, I just have one more thing I want to ask. So let's go back to like a time in your life where you felt like you were in the best shape of your life. When was that? And what were you doing?
Probably when my kids were younger and I was having to keep up with them.
Right? Were you involved in any type of regimented, fitness program? Did you go to the gym? Did you do any type of directed exercise?
No, it was really just because I had to like haul them all around. So literally
Got it.
keeping up with them running. So
So you've never actually like come to a gym and been part of a fitness program before. So this is gonna be your first time.
yes.
That's super exciting. Okay. So, all right. Now, I promise last question. Okay. This is the last question. Then we'll get on the InBody and see what's going on. All right. So say we get you coming to the gym, we start working out 2-3 days a week. Maybe we make some small tweaks to the nutrition so you're not so hungry every day. And we do that consistently for the next 3 to 6 months. What's going to be different for you? What's going to change?
I think generally getting around will be easier. I would really like to be under that 200 mark. I feel like that would be a huge win for me.
Yeah. What will you do when you get under 200? What do you have you planned like something that you would do for yourself, like a shopping spree, new wardrobe, a trip? What would you do if you got under 200 pounds?
Oh, going on an awesome trip.
Yeah. Where would you go?
Someplace warm because it's cold here right now.
I got it. I got it. All right. So someplace warm for sure. So maybe a tropical beach vacation, right?
Yes, perfect.
I love it. Okay. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and get on the InBody and listen, if that's all right with you, I'd like to put you on my machine. It's a really cool machine. It goes a little bit beyond the scale. We're going to talk, it'll show us not just your total body weight, but we'll find out a little bit about, your muscle mass and the distribution of the muscle throughout your body, your hydration levels, kind of where your bones are, and get some really good like starting baselines. Would that be okay?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, great. So this is the part where I put you in the InBody, right? Then we come back. I'm assuming she had a nice big C. Do you remember what her stats were?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, big C. So
Yeah, big C. How much did she weigh? Like how much over 200?
like she was like 250. So
250. And then what was her body fat?
like almost half, so.
It's almost at
body
like 50%.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 250 and 50% body fat, right? So we're going to go through the InBody, and I will take 5 to 10 minutes here. I will go line by line. I will explain every line of the InBody. This is what I call essentially me showing you that I know what I'm talking about, right? As we're creating, so we built rapport by talking. I've shared some personal information about myself. We've dug deep into what you've really been struggling with, and we've painted a picture of what success will look like for this client, right? Now we've gone on the InBody, and now I'm going to go line by line, and I'm going to connect her to, I'm going to build not just rapport, but now I'm going to try to build trust by showing her that I know what I'm talking about by going line by line through the InBody. We'll talk about the C, and we'll talk about, one of the things that I really like to lean on is, I heard you say, Bree, that you really wanted to lose 50 pounds. And I think that that's great. In my 15 years working in this industry, if you focus on losing weight, you win, you lose, right? But what really happens is you can find yourself in a pattern of restriction, and it's very difficult. What I've found is that if you focus on building lean muscle, you're going to win 100% of the time. Because by building lean muscle takes up more space in the body, which means less room for fat, right? It's going to increase your basal metabolic rate. And we talk a little bit about BMR, and I show her what her BMR is, right? We're going to increase your basal metabolic rate, which is going to help you burn more calories naturally throughout the course of the day. And, and also just, by the way, Bree, I'm sure you've heard this before, but muscle weighs more than fat, right? So what if we got you to 220 pounds, but we reduced your body fat from 50% to 35%, and you were strong and your clothes fit great? Would you feel like that would be a successful win for you?
Absolutely.
Would you feel great taking that? Like that would be a successful win for you? Taking that. Would you feel great? Well, you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. Okay. So would you feel comfortable taking that Cozumel Beach vacation if you were 205, but you felt great?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is now that I've got all that, I'm going to tie it all up into a bow, and I'm going to present my prescription and diagnosis, right? So, okay, Bree, so based on everything we talked about, right, you've been struggling for the past couple of years with your weight, and you've been really not shaky on your own feet. You recently had a fall, and you had to crawl to a chair to help pick yourself up off the floor. This was kind of the catalyst for you to come in today. You said you've tried to lose weight through nutrition and intermittent fasting, but you struggle because you find yourself being really hungry at the end of the day, and then you're snacking. So you came today to see if you can kind of get involved in a fitness program that will help you increase your strength, that will help you build some lean muscle. We can reduce some fat and get you to a place where you feel strong and don't feel so shaky on your feet, and then also have the physical appearance that will give you the confidence to go on a great beach vacation and wear a two-piece and feel fantastic. Is that right?
Sounds great. Yes.
Great. So based on that, I've got the perfect program for you, right? So my VIP transformation program is everything that you need to be 100% successful today, right? What we're going to do is it starts, number one, with one-on-one nutrition coaching, because everything that I've heard today tells me that you definitely can make some nutritional changes that will go a long way. But here's the thing, right? I'm not going to ask you to start counting calories and macros and things like that. What we're going to do is we're going to look at you as a whole, and we're going to dig into your life. You and your nutrition coach are going to spend 1 hour together, just deep diving everything that is Bree's life, right? What does a day in the life look like for you? What do you like to eat? What do you not eat? Do you prepare your own foods? Do you eat out? When do you eat out? How do you eat out, right? So we're going to go over all those things, and then we're going to come up with a plan that actually makes sense for you. And I promise you're going to feel sustained at the end of the day, and you'll snack less and hopefully snack on some better foods. But most importantly, we're going to make sure that it makes sense to you and your lifestyle. Because if I handed you a meal plan and said, here, do it, well, maybe you'll do it for a little bit, but if it's doesn't fit into your lifestyle or doesn't jive with what you like, you'll try it for a little bit, but eventually you're going to revert, right? So we're going to come up with a plan that actually makes sense for you. But more than that, we're going to focus on some habits that will help you be more successful. Dive into things like sleep, stress, preparing and planning, things like that are going to also help you move the needle in the right direction, Okay. Then most importantly, you and that coach are going to meet once a week to make sure that you're staying on track. And we're going to connect you both with our app so that you're connected 24/7 to a live human being who's going to send you information, who's going to send you recipes and tips, who's going to reach out to you a couple times through the week to make sure that you're staying on track, and is going to meet you once a week to make sure that we'll go over what you did the previous week, and then we set you up for the new week. Okay. So that's the foundation of this plan. All right. After that, okay, comes the workout portion of the program. Now, listen, everything that you told me, you're struggling on your feet, you're having some issues getting your stuff, standing on your own 2 feet, you're struggling to get up, you needed a chair. Everything that you're telling me sounds like you'd be a perfect candidate for our semi-private training program. So what semi-private training will do for you is we'll get you with the trainer 3 times a week, and you and that trainer and maybe 2 or 3 other people are going to focus on your workouts. You'll have a specific time to come in. Those workouts will be directed specifically for you and will help you get from where you are now by building muscle, working on your range of motion mobility, and most importantly, the consistency of working out 3 times a day will move the needle for you. All right. So we're going to put all of that into one thing, and we're going to do this for 90 days, because 90 days to make a habit and to show you what we can do for you. How does that sound?
I think that accountability is going to be great.
Yeah, for sure. So you're ready to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and open up my laptop and we'll get some information from you.
Yeah, I'm just, one thing that I haven't heard yet is how much is this all going to cost? Because it sounds great, but I need to know so I can plan for it.
Got it. So Bree, so basically there's 2 ways that you can pay. You can pay for the whole 90 days up front, or we can break it down for you into monthly payments. So the program that I just shared with you, it's going to be $3,000 for the 90 days, or you can break it up into monthly payments of $1,099. Which option would you like today?
Well, it sounds great, but I'm retired and I don't have $3,000 in 90 days to spend on that, unfortunately. Again, it sounds great and thank you so much, but
Yes, I understand. Well, Bree, let me ask you a question. Before you came in today, right? You had to have, I mean, just you and I talking here. When I go someplace to get involved in something, I usually have kind of a general idea of like a budget or what I expect to spend. Bree, what did you expect that maybe this would cost coming in?
yeah, well, so I live right by Planet Fitness. And so
Mhm.
they're $9.99. So I was thinking like with the personal training, this might be like $50 a month. And so then I was like, oh, maybe my insurance will cover some of it. So I have to look into that too.
Got it. Okay. So I completely understand that. Yeah. Unfortunately, Bree, with what we're offering here, we're going to be a lot different than your Planet Fitness. And let me tell you why, right? At Planet Fitness, Bree, you told me that you were struggling on your feet. You told me that you've been struggling with a constant routine. You also told me that you've never worked out before. So typically what's going to happen to you when you go into Planet Fitness is you're going to walk around the first day. You're going to like get on a machine that you see somebody do. You're going to text somebody. You're going to walk over to the water fountain. You'll walk around to hit 2 more machines. Then you're going to go to that thing called the treadmill because it's easy, and you're going to turn it on and you're going to walk at a 2.5 mile per hour pace for about 10 minutes. So you get tired. You're going to get off. You might come back in 3 days because you're going to be sore after that, believe me. And then that'll be that. And you won't get anywhere closer to your goal because you don't have that direction. So the reason that I suggested the semi-private training is because you need to get a solid base of foundation for you. You told me that you've never worked out in a gym before. So working with a trainer, we're going to take you from essentially a gym baby to in 90 days being somebody who has an actual understanding of how to work out, how their body moves, and how to safely exercise in a gym setting. Right?
Yes.
Doesn't that sound a lot better than going to Planet Fitness?
Yes. Could I go home and call my insurance company and make sure they're gonna help me pay for it? And then, because this is where yes.
So Bree, here's the thing, right? So I can tell you that we're not like a medical facility. You're not going to be able to come back with your insurance card and say, here's my insurance. They're going to cover the cost of it, right? But what we can do for you is we can help you. You can get reimbursed. I have a program that you can actually go and for $50, you can submit your information and they'll provide you with a medical necessity letter, which will allow you to take that to your insurance company and hopefully get some form of reimbursement. Will that be helpful for you today?
Absolutely.
Great, cool. Let's go ahead and get you signed up then, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
See, how was that? Was that helpful?
Yeah. So that was good.
So look, fixed incomes are tough, right, guys? Like that is a tough one to overcome. I'm on a fixed income, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I just had a lady, same thing, last week. So she is a nurse. She is 60 and she wants to retire at 62. So she's already thinking about it, right? But what I did is she didn't give me the insurance thing. What she did is like, look, this is a big expenditure, right? What I did was I had her focus on the goal. The goal was, hey, in 90 days, you can be, because she told me that she made a promise to her girlfriends 2 years ago, again, COVID. She made a promise to her girlfriends on this trip to California that she was going to take steps towards a healthy lifestyle. So when she was about to walk, I looked at her and I looked her straight in the face and I said, you told me that you made a promise to yourself in front of your girlfriends that you were going to lead a healthier, happier life. How long ago was that? She goes, it was 2 years ago. I said, what have you done since that conversation? And she said, nothing. I said, you going to kick the can 2 more years, or are you ready to get started right now? It's a small price to pay up front. And then the other thing that you share with them is, look, it's going to be more upfront because you need more upfront. Let's get past your first 90 days. And then after that, it'll be something a little bit more manageable because you won't need as high of interventions. She, being a nurse, she understood that. So it was a really easy connection. But, hey, just like we do with our nutrition coaching, right? What are you willing to commit to today? What can you get started with today? And so the other thing is, on a pricing objection like that is, hey, look, I came in right at, that's not my highest package, but that was pretty high. I had some room to go down from there as well. But the problem is that none of my group solutions were going to be great for her. She was obviously not a candidate for group fitness, right? So you're not going to let her go into a CrossFit class. So she needed some personal training. So come in when you make a presentation to somebody like that, start at your highest and then give yourself some wiggle room to roll down from that, right? Good. All right. That was good. Hopefully that was helpful. Do we have another one? Do we have another one? Yeah, come on. You got one. Come on. We got another one, don't we? Bree, you got another one?
Or I can find out. Well, okay, we can do another one.
We can do another one. All right. Okay. Remind me again, your name again, Cass.
Jess. Like
Jess.
Jessica without the Ika.
Jessica without the Ika. All right, Jess. All right, here we go. We got 10 minutes. We're gonna do a fast one. You ready? So
Yeah.
I'll get the information out of you and then we'll get to the objection. Okay.
Mhm.
So instead of doing the whole interview, let's just go with you dug to the why, because everybody saw the example, right? You dug to the why. What was the why? Why were they there?
Because they work for 3 months and then they have 3 months off and they just want something to do in the 3 months to then go back to work on a boat.
Okay. I love these folks. All right. So we're a guy or girl? Guy?
It was a guy.
Guy works on a boat.
He was a guy.
Guy works on a boat. Is home for 3 months. And that was his only why. Like, I just want something to do. He had no fitness goals, no health goals.
Just
nothing.
want to get in shape.
Okay. All right. And you tried and you got nothing. That was
Yeah.
the best you got, right? Just want to get in
back
shape,
on the
bro.
boat.
Right.
Mhm.
you're in shape. Okay, got it. So then you went through the InBody. What did the InBody tell you?
Needed to gain muscle.
Needed to gain muscle. So he was a little waifish guy, right? Needs to pack them on. Okay. And then what was your suggestion? What was your package offering? After listening to him, where was your price anchor? What did you come in with first?
So like gold would be nutrition coaching 1-on-1 plus 3 group classes a week.
Got it. So you came in at that plus 3 groups. And what's your price point for that?
$388 a month for the first 3, and then it drops to $245.
Got it. But for him, he's only thinking about the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
$388 a month. Got it. What was the objection?
He kind of knows what he's doing already and doesn't really need that intensive coaching
He already knows what he's doing with what? With nutrition?
with fitness.
Oh, so okay, so this is a good one, right? So when somebody comes and sits across from me and goes, well, I already know what I need to do. Cool. Did you look at him and go, so why are you here?
No, but that's a great answer.
That's it. That's the response. So
Yeah.
why are you here? Right? Why are you here?
Oh,
Why
I know.
are you
I remember
coming?
the answer. My
Yeah.
mom told me it would be good to check this out while I was home because I'm not doing anything with my time.
So my response would be, so all right, so dude, so your mom told you should come check it out. You're not doing anything useful with your time. You drove all the way down here. You spent 30 minutes with me. Was it just to appease your mom, or did you come down with an actual intent to get involved in a program today?
I wanted to get involved with the program, but because of the price, I could probably just do the same thing on my own. So I think it would please her just to join the Globo gym down the street.
So it's just the price that's holding you back?
Yes.
So is it the monthly cost or is it the overall cost? Can I break it down into a smaller amount to help you make it a little bit more manageable?
It's not that, but with, I can just join a gym for cheaper and do this on my own. I don't think I actually need the coaching. This was just an option that she gave me.
All right, Chad, I'm going to use you again. All right, listen, Chad. Okay. I hear exactly what you're saying, right? But the difference between joining Planet Fitness Globo Gym and working out in our facility is that you don't have to think about it, Chad. We're gonna provide you the workout that is actually going to help you be successful and coaching to make sure that you're progressing the way that you want to. How many times, Chad, in the past have you gone to Planet Fitness and joined a gym, went around, did the same 10 exercise routine, hitting the bench, bench and buys and chest and tries and lifting the same amount of weights? Have you been benching the same amount your whole life, Chad?
Pretty much.
Probably, right? And guess what, Chad? I'm going to tell you something else. Do you know that actually gaining weight is harder than losing weight? You have to do so much more to gain weight. People don't understand the skinny struggle, man, but you've got to actually feed that beast the right way around those workouts to make sure that you're getting the most of it. Chad, do you know how much protein you should be taking in every day?
I don't know that.
Got it. Do you know what your carb to protein ratio should be after a workout to make sure that you maximize everything that you got out of that so that you can continue to put on muscle and weight?
I don't think so.
Got it. And that's the difference between us and Planet Fitness. And that's why we are where we are. Working with our nutrition coach is like having a personal trainer for your nutrition. Okay. We're going to build a program that actually makes sense to you. We're going to support you with everything that you need. And we're going to make sure that the meal plan that you and I come up with together makes sense, but also has you dialed in the right way so that you don't waste the workout. When you're trying to put on muscle and you're lean and small, you start working out, you're burning through, your glycogen stores and you're trying to build muscle. You know what? If you're not putting in the right foods after your workout, you're going to lose more muscle and you're going to get smaller. So don't you see how working with a coach over the next 90 days could be beneficial for you? And at the very least, it would be a great building block and foundation that you can take onto the boat and continue past those 90 days.
Yes.
Cool. Let me get your credit card, Chad. We'll go ahead and get you signed up then.
My
See?
mom.
Right? Yeah. So these are great. These have been great examples, guys. But I hope that you've seen that from me. And by the way, how I am on these calls is exactly how I am in my no sweat intros. I have no problem looking into a stranger's face and calling bullshit on them. I have no problem coaching somebody, and I have no problem continuing a conversation and not letting somebody get up and walk. In fact, I have literally chased people out of the door until they literally told me, no, I'm not coming. I'm never coming. Okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to send you a text. Right. But yeah, don't be afraid to dig in, right? Professionally and respectfully, don't be afraid to dig in and politely call bullshit in a nice way, right? I know that it's tough. I know that it's hard, but remember what I said before we started this example. And I hope that that's the biggest takeaway that you guys get today. Stand in front of a room ready to coach 30 athletes. Think about you as a coach in those moments. Think about coaching a competition, right? Would you allow somebody to do less than what you know that they could do? Would you allow somebody to give you a bullshit excuse when you know it's bullshit? I bet you don't. Otherwise, you're not a good coach, right? And you wouldn't be on this call if you weren't a good coach. So if you take that same thought process, if you put yourself in that same position when you do these no sweat intros, I guarantee you, you will find just that little extra success. And honestly, if you see 10 NSIs, listen to me, if you see 10 NSIs in a month and you close 7 of them now, okay? If you close just 1 more because you hang in there, those of you who work off commissions, that's extra whatever is in your pocket. That's another extra client in your pocket. But think about it in the long haul. 1 extra client a month times 12 months, that's 12 new clients a year. Don't you think that that would help move the needle for you in your own career or for you in your own gym? Absolutely, right? Just 1 extra client because you stayed in the game. That's it. That's it, man. I hope that was helpful for you guys today. Listen, keep up the good work out there, okay? Remember, don't give the prices right away. Start at the lowest, right? And go from there. If they don't respond, move on. They're not coming in. Set your place up and yourself up for success. Remember, the house always has the advantage. And then most importantly, do everything that you can to overcome objections. And remember, at the end of the day, this is a stranger you just met 30 minutes ago. Who cares if you flub? Who cares if you stumble over your stuff? It doesn't matter. You know, being human sometimes is extra relatable to people. You know, if you make a mistake or you stumble over or you get tongue-tied, who cares? Right? If they walk and you got tongue-tied, the only way, so I used to do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and stuff like that. We used to have a saying, you only lose if you don't learn. Right? And so the same thing in no sweat intros. You only failed in that no sweat intro if you didn't learn something from whatever mistake you made or whatever you forgot to say or could have said, right? So don't be afraid to go back, dissect those, keep up the good work. If you guys have any questions or anything that comes up between now and our next call, Slack them to me, drop them in our Slack channel, put them on Facebook. I'm happy to answer your questions and keep doing amazing work. Remember, we're out there changing lives every day. So don't be afraid to coach. All right. All right, you guys, we wrapped up on time today. I want you guys to have an amazing day. It's almost 90 degrees here in Florida. So those of you who are freezing, sorry about your luck. Hope you warm up soon. Chat
Thank
soon,
you.
everybody. Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.